Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Cowan. I'm the founder of Big Star Lights. If you've ever felt like you're working harder every season, but your bank balance doesn't show it, you're not alone. Most installers I talk to are booked solid, yet still feel stuck at the same profit level year after year. And not just the revenue level, I'm talking about the profit level. And it almost always comes down to one thing: pricing. Price too low, you drain cash. Price too high, without clarity, clients hesitate. And so today we're going to fix that. Here's a stark truth: 82% of businesses don't fail because of bad products or lazy owners. They fail because they run out of cash. Not profit on paper, but actual cash in the bank. That's why today is about building a pricing system that protects cash flow and drives growth. And by the end, you'll know how to price so you stay profitable through the season and beyond. Think about our industry for a second. You buy marketing material in September. You buy materials like products or lights sometimes in the spring or summer to take advantage of preseason orders. Then you hire crews in October. You get the ladders and equipment, you train your teams, you fuel the trucks, and then you install the lights, and then wait for payments in November or December. That gap between outflow and inflow is where businesses bleed cash. If your pricing doesn't cover that gap, you're financing your clients instead of funding your growth. And pricing isn't just a number, it's your cash protection plan. So ask yourself, am I pricing to stay busy or pricing to build a business? More than half of all businesses either lose money or barely break even every year. And that means most owners work grueling hours for little to show. Why? Because they set prices to win jobs, not to fund growth. And so we're going to change that by designing pricing that funds itself. So every client you serve should do two things: cover their cost and create profit that helps you get the next client. That's how you build an engine for a self-funding business. When each job adds cash instead of draining it, money stops being your bottleneck. Now your capacity decides how fast you grow, not your bank balance. So here's your 3-question checklist for every project. 1, how much cash do I collect before starting? 2, how fast after completion? 3, and then what profit percent remains for growth? So let's unpack this just for a second here, because these are really important questions. So question 1, how much cash before starting? This one's critical. If you start a job with no deposit, you're instantly financing your client's Christmas display. You're paying for the materials, labor, fuel, all before a single dollar even hits your account. That's how good installers end up broke in the middle of a busy season. A strong pricing system makes sure you get paid early enough to cover your costs, ideally before you hang the first light. Even a 50% deposit can completely change your cash position. It's not just about protecting yourself, it's about building discipline into your process. Money in first keeps momentum going. So that second question, how fast after completion? Once the work's done, how quickly does the rest of the payment land? Every extra day that money sits in limbo, your business slows down. The faster you collect, the faster you can fund the next job, pay your team, or invest in growth. So set clear expectations up front. Sometimes I'll say, to the customer, once the install is complete, payment is due the same day. That keeps our schedule tight and our team responsive. If you're waiting weeks for invoices to clear, you're not running a business, you're running a bank. Speed of collection equals the speed of growth. So question number 3, what profit percent remains for growth? So finally, once the dust settles, materials paid, crew paid, overhead covered, what's left? If your pricing only covers costs, you're surviving, not growing. Your business can't fund new trucks, new hires, or better tools if there's no margin left over. Your profit is not what's left by accident. It's what you plan for on purpose. Even a 10 to 15% true net profit margin after every expense can be the difference between stress and sustainability. So ask yourself, does each job leave me stronger or weaker? Because if the answer is weaker, something in your pricing needs to change. Those three questions, cash before, cash after, and profit left, they tell you everything you need to know about the health of your business. They're simple, but if you start asking them on every quote, you'll never wonder where your money went again. Each client you serve should do more than pay the bills. They should create momentum. The goal is simple. Every client you install this month should generate enough profit to help fund the next one. That's how businesses become self-sustaining. When your pricing is structured right, every project fuels the next, like links in a chain. Job A funds job B funds job C. And suddenly your business starts moving forward under its own power. Now imagine the opposite. When you underprice or delay collections, you're constantly playing catch up. You're fronting money for materials, paying crews before clients pay you, and hoping the next wave of deposits covers the last wave of expenses. That's when cash becomes the bottleneck. It's not that you don't have enough work, it's that the timing is killing your momentum. And when each job produces profit fast enough to pay for the next, the stress flips. You stop asking, can I afford to take on more? And start asking, can I find enough installers to keep up? That's when growth becomes operationally limited, not financially limited. So your bank account stops controlling your pace. Now, your pricing, not your cash flow, becomes the engine that drives everything. It funds better equipment, stronger teams, and more marketing, all without needing loans or outside money. That's what we mean by a business that powers itself. Even during slow months, your retained profit from past jobs keep the lights on, literally and figuratively. So profit comes from capturing value at every step of the customer journey. And there are four main money models that play a role in helping you increase value, protect your cash flow, and keep clients coming back year after year. The first one's attraction. Get qualified clients early. For example, free consults, early bird bookings, priority slots, and so forth. The second one is enhance or upsell. This adds options that elevate the experience, design, customization, extra areas, and so forth. The third one is called recover or downsell. If someone hesitates, offer a scaled version that fits their comfort zone. And lastly, there's retain, also known as continuity offer. Keep great clients coming back with renewals or annual service. So I want to discuss each one of these and apply it to your business. And the first one is your attraction offer. So this is all about removing friction, making it easy for someone to say yes and start working with you. You're not trying to profit on this step. You're actually building trust and momentum. Your offer can include free design consultation, early booking bonus, priority scheduling, free storage, free timers, free wreaths, and a 5-year warranty. Okay, this is called value stacking, and the goal is simple. Get new customers into your world early and set the stage for long-term profit. You're making the offer so good that they feel silly saying no. So next comes upsells and downsells. Once someone says yes, show them an upgraded version that enhances their experience. That's your upsell. Think timers, greenery, the rooftop ridges, that tree in the front of the dining room window that would look good with a branch wrap. And if they hesitate, use a downsell, a smaller or simpler option that still keeps them as a client. An example is sell them on the lower package, omit timers, schedule a more convenient time for you as the installer, not the client. You can offer 1 season warranty instead of 5 seasons. You can do a 2-day maintenance guarantee instead of same day, or just omit a tree or use a basic amount of lights instead of a deluxe amount of lights. Remind them this is a creative service, so they can always add more next year. So instead of losing them to indecision, you keep them in your ecosystem, and often they'll upgrade later. Finally, there's the continuity offer, your reoccurring revenue engine. Continuity offers turn one-time clients into reoccurring revenue, not just annually, but throughout the year, including your low season. So examples you can do are packaging your Christmas light service with other services you offer. Offer a maintenance subscription for same-day service, and this can be used in permanent lighting as well. Offer a preferred client membership that combines lights and your other services. When customers know you'll take care of them automatically, it saves them time and guarantees you consistent work. That's how you build predictable cash flow and long-term loyalty. So together, these 4 offer types form the backbone of your pricing strategy. Attract clients early, enhance their experience, recover hesitant buyers, and create repeat customers. And when you structure your business this way, every client relationship compounds and your growth stops depending on luck or the busy season. So how much does it compound? So if you make clients twice as valuable and get twice as many clients and you get paid twice as fast, your business doesn't just grow 2 times as fast. Okay, it's growing 8 times faster, right? That's because 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. Each improvement multiplies the others. That's the compounding power of a strong pricing system. So let's expand on how to double value from the point of view of the customer. This is the backbone of why people buy. And if you succeed here, you'll be able to charge significantly more. The first is the dream outcome. Homeowners don't really want lights installed. They want the best looking house on the block, the joy on the kids' faces, the magic of the holidays without the stress. That's what they're buying. For example, bundle your offering and have several bundles at different levels as well that include design, install, takedown, storage, zero hassle, guaranteed magic. Okay, the second is the likelihood of success. Guarantees like love your lights or we fix them free. And before and after photos give the customer confidence that they'll actually get that dream outcome. Use social media proof, and that includes before and after photos, reviews, and testimonials. Okay, so the third is the time delay. The faster we can deliver, the more valuable it feels. So when we promise specific install dates, show up on time, deliver quickly, we remove the waiting and build trust. Nothing sells like urgency. For example, I've used the statement, I've got 1 slot next week, but I have 3 more consultations today. Would you like to book it? Okay. And finally, effort and sacrifice. Customers don't want ladders, tangled wires, or sketchy rooftops. By us handling the design, installation, takedown, and even storage, we eliminate 100% of the hassle and the risk of the client getting on the roof or ladder. So when clients see a clear dream and trust you can achieve it quickly and easily, they're happy to pay more. Raise value by clarifying the dream, build the trust, and shortening the time results and reducing their effort. That's how you justify premium pricing without the pressure. Now we need to show that value visually to the clients. So Picture a simple ladder with 3 levels: signature, premium, essential, we'll call them. You can call them whatever. Some people call them gold, silver, bronze. There's platinum, diamond, whatever you want. But don't just write it the way that I've shown here. You got to romance it. So for example, our signature experience is designed for homeowners who want their property to look absolutely stunning with zero hassle. Picture this: every branch elegantly wrapped, roof ridges and peaks outlined with precision and resembling the iconic gingerbread house. Lush greenery with traditional warm white lights framing the entry, all perfectly synced on programmable timers. If a bulb goes out or weather causes damage, we're there the same day. No waiting, no worries. It's all backed by a 5-year warranty and includes preferred installation dates. So your home shines early in the season while everyone else is still waiting for their slot. This package is more than lighting. It's peace of mind. It's about showing people in your home and knowing everything will look flawless without lifting a finger. Okay, so that's what I mean by romancing. Let's do premium, how it might be a little bit different. Our premium design package is for homeowners who want that perfect balance of elegance and value. A display that truly stands out without going over the top. We wrap each tree canopy to create a warm, glowing texture that draws the eye upward, paired with crisp, clean roof lines that define the home beautifully. Every element is installed with precision, using commercial-grade materials built to last. It's protected by a 3-year warranty, so you can count on your lights to look incredible season after season, without the frustration, of course, of constant replacements or repairs. Okay, and then finally, the essential offering. Our essential display is the ideal choice for homeowners who want a timeless, elegant look. Clean lines, balanced design, and professional execution. We focus on the fundamentals. Crisp roofline lighting that defines the architecture beautifully and creates that welcoming holiday glow everyone loves. It's simple, reliable, and built with the same attention to detail we bring to every project. You'll enjoy a 1-season warranty and professionally remove at the season's end. So everything looks sharp from start to finish without the stress of doing it yourself. This is the perfect starting point for a polished professional display that lights up your home. So when you price it, make the premium closer in price to signature than it is to the essential. So if people want cheap, they'll always go cheap. But if they want premium, they can easily be swayed to the signature. Okay, think upsells. When you show it this way, clients compare your options to each other instead of shopping against you. Always present your top tier first. It anchors value and it makes the middle option just feel smart. People don't choose the cheapest, they choose the clearest value. So let's look at the 5 traps that quietly kill profit. The first one is pricing from the gut. I don't know who's done this before. Maybe you did when you started out. I know I sure did. That's just guessing, not strategy. I can't tell you how much money I lost on that. Forget the other one. The other quiet killer is forgetting to price your time, right? So you got to quote, you got to prep, you got to drive hours to account for. So make sure you've got all those things covered. Obviously not as separate line items, but covered in the total price of the package. Trying to be the cheapest is another killer. You'll lose margin and credibility if you do this. Instead, reduce the value stack or downsell. Okay? Don't just jump to a discount right away. Ignoring risk is another silent killer. Always price a small buffer. I've used 10% margins or buffers to as much as 30% buffers if I wasn't really confident on how long something would take. And then lastly, never adjusting. Okay, costs rise each year. You got to update your pricing, at least with inflation. And don't forget, everybody forgets this one, you got to adjust it with your experience. The better you get, the more you should be able to charge. Same applies for sports stars and doctors. And I love this quote. Good salespeople sell features. Great salespeople sell outcomes. But the remarkable salespeople sell feelings. And feelings in the Christmas lights industry are based on a look and a convenience. Those are the two things you're selling, by the way. Not lights, they're look and convenience. So how do you sell a look? My favorite mechanism is through photos. And if you don't have your own photos yet, there's lots available in our resources section that you can use. How do you sell convenience? By presenting a simple and clear process along with simple pricing. So instead of numbers, customers are buying meaning. So tell the story behind your price. Lead with results. Explain the value. State the price clearly. Then pause. Most people don't pause. Let the customer break the silence. So let the customer break the silence. Many installers get uncomfortable with silence, and honestly, they just talk themselves lower into a corner. Okay, silence actually builds trust. So here's a framework that completely changes how clients respond to your pricing. It's called the 4-step menu, and it's one of the simplest ways to keep control of the conversation and build trust at the same time. So let's walk through it. The first one, step 1, is unsell. Start by telling the client what they don't need. That immediately separates you from every pushy salesperson they've ever met. You might say, honestly, based on your layout, you don't need this one tree in that corner. It's not very symmetrical anyway. We can keep it clean and simple this year. And if you want to expand next year, we can easily do that. So this exchange changes everything. You've shown honesty, restraint, and expertise. They stop seeing you as someone trying to sell them something and start seeing you as someone actually helping them make a smart choice. Okay, step 2 is prescribe. Once trust is built, recommend what fits their goals confidently and clearly. Use your expertise to guide them. What I recommend for your home is a premium setup, roof lines, a few canopy wraps, and timers. It'll look elegant without feeling overdone. So the moment you prescribe instead of ask, you position yourself as the professional, not the vendor. You're not asking for permission to sell. You're helping them make the right decision. Okay, step 3 is offering A or B. Never make it a yes or no question. Instead, frame it as a choice between two great options, both of which move them forward. For example, would you like to go with the premium package we discussed? Or would you prefer to step up to the signature experience with full branch wrap and same-day maintenance? So that question keeps momentum going and removes the word no from the decision. Both options say yes to you. It's just one says yes to more value. Okay, step 4, we got to make this easy. Once they've chosen, remove every possible barrier to closing. Keep the approval and payment process fast and simple. I'll always, send them a text of the quote right then and there while I'm standing in front of them. And I'll say, I'm texting you the proposal link right now so you can confirm it right on your phone. Then we can lock in your preferred installation date before I get to my next set of consultations. So convenience sells, especially for busy homeowners. And the easier it is to say yes, the faster you close deals and the more professional you look doing it. So together, these 4 principles turn what used to be a sales pitch into a consultation. Okay, you're not chasing clients, you're actually leading them. And when you guide instead of push, you earn both the sale and their trust. When someone says it's too expensive, has anybody heard that before? I'm sure everyone can relate. Okay, what they're really saying is, I don't see the value yet. Stay calm, and now is your time to educate. Say, for example, totally fair. Let's look at what's included so you can decide what's most important. This is where you dissect the three options: signature, premium, essential. If necessary, you can remove some of the value stacks within the three options. Often they'll talk themselves out of it or just go with the middle option. If they compare quotes, say, there's always someone who can charge less, but no one who can match our quality and reliability. Or you can build urgency. For example, a quote I've used is, I have one opening next week, but I've got 3 more consultations today. That really builds urgency. And in November, this line, by the way, turns hesitation into a yes really fast. That's why we call this month Yes-vember. And remember, you don't need every customer, you need the right ones. So pricing isn't a number. Okay, it's a system. It's the heartbeat of your business. When you design it intentionally, it becomes your strongest growth engine. But when you leave it to guesswork, it quietly becomes your biggest leak. Most installers see pricing as a moment, that single line or quote. But smart business owners see it as a mechanism. Every price you set should do 4 things: protect your cash flow, protect your team, deliver profit, and create momentum for the next job. And so when you treat pricing like a system, you stop chasing sales and start controlling outcomes. It tells you when to say yes, not how to say no. It teaches you when to say yes, how to say no, and what you can truly afford to take on. So price for profit. Okay, I'm just going to check here. There's a few comments here. I'm just going to quickly look. All right, price for profit. That's not greed, by the way. That's sustainability. Profit is what keeps the trucks running, the crews paid, and your reputation intact. Busy doesn't mean successful. Margin does. Show options. Don't force your clients to choose between yes or no. Give them the choice between good, better, and best. People buy confidence, and clear options give them that. The other mindset is sell outcomes. Remember, you're not selling lights, as I said before. You're selling a feeling. You're selling safety, pride, joy, the magic of the holidays. When you speak in outcomes, clients stop comparing you to competitors. They start comparing how they feel when they talk to you. Review every season. Okay, so I understand costs change. Demand changes, your skill set grows. If your pricing stays the same, your profits shrink. So use each season to refine the numbers and raise your standards. When your value and confidence align, profit follows naturally. It's not about convincing anyone. It's about knowing what your work is worth and standing on it. That's when pricing stops being stressful and starts being strategic. You stop reacting to the market and actually start leading it. You stop chasing work and actually start choosing it. That's the difference between being in business and owning one. So when every project funds the next, cash flow stops being your bottleneck. That's when your business starts running on momentum and not stress. Most companies grow until their cash runs out. Then they stall. They're waiting on payments, juggling deposits, or borrowing to keep up. But when your pricing is built right, every job fuels the next one. So job A funds job B funds job C, and now your business starts to power itself. That's what strong companies do. They create a loop where profit keeps the machine moving forward. Even in the slow months, that stored momentum keeps you alive, confident, and ready for the next wave. So it's simple. Design your pricing so cash always moves forward, not backward. Because the moment your money starts working for you, not against you, your business becomes unstoppable. So as we wrap up, I want you to take these simple steps. First, keep learning. You can join me for our next webinar. It's going to be on December 1st. That one will be on boosting efficiency. So we'll talk a little bit about tools, technology, and systems for installers. If you enjoyed this webinar on pricing and strategy, and you are actually considering offering permanent lighting, or you already are, I'm going to run a bonus webinar that applies the principles from today to how to sell and price permanent lighting during the removal season. Not the peak season, but the removal season. There's a huge opportunity that a lot of people will be passing up. And so I believe that you can make your removal season as profitable as the install season. So definitely check that one out. It's going to be on December 8th, I believe. I'm not sure, David, we got that up yet. So out of curiosity, maybe just type into the comments here, what percentage of inquiries are you receiving right now that are related to permanent lighting? What percentage of inquiries are you receiving related to permanent lighting? Just write a number in the comments there. I'm genuinely curious to see what sort of numbers you've been getting. As always, let's stay connected. In our bi-weekly community calls are a great place to meet up. And that's where other installers will share some real wins and their questions as well. And most importantly, take action this week. Apply just one idea from this webinar and let us know how it goes. Remember, your pricing is your profit engine. So you want to build it intentionally and let it fund your growth. Okay? So we got some time here for questions. So please go ahead and write them in here. I'm happy to answer any questions. We've got lots of time. Looks like, so far a couple people have said about 10% of the inquiries have been permanent lighting. So it's pretty high. I know in some regions we've seen 30%. So it's interesting that you guys are getting 10%. All right, does anybody else have any questions from any of these slides? I know it's a really busy time right now. The mindsets have shifted. It's November. It's now the start of November, the first Monday of November. A lot of calls are coming in. I'm sure you guys fielded a lot over the weekend. This is the start where people, it becomes much, much easier to sell. The weather's changed and people are quick to pull the trigger very, very fast. So we have a couple of good questions here. How are you deciding on price per foot for the roof lines? I like to work backwards, figure out what gross margin you need to earn in order for the business to fund itself. So remember asking those questions that we talked about earlier. And then working backwards. If you need to hit a 60% gross margin in order to make that happen, then you can price accordingly from there. Look at what your cost of goods sold are, mark it up accordingly, and then go from there. But you really need to get an understanding of what it costs to fund your next client, because that's what, remember, job A, the profit from job A has to pay for the profit from job B. The profit from job B has to pay for the cost of job C as well. How to measure the exact length to quote. Is this for a roof line, I'm assuming? How do you measure the exact length to quote? In measuring wheel, I don't know how many people here are doing consultations virtually. I haven't had very much success with it. This is very much a visual business, so we'll always try to do the consultations in person. Take the display case with you, open it up, show them how bright the lights are, talk about colors, show them some photos of the different styles. all that creative business can be done in a much, much, much shorter period of time in person than it can be done virtually. So I suggest that you do your consultations in person, bring a measuring wheel with you, and then start to measure out those roof lines with the wheel. You can use Google Maps as well. That can also be work. There's a measuring function on there too. And add yourself an extra bit of a buffer on there if you feel as well. Sometimes I'll work with 10%. All right, excellent. Well, I don't see anyone else typing, so we'll wrap things up here. If you have any questions, you know how to reach out to us. We've got the bi-weekly community calls. I encourage you to come on and talk shop with us. We've got the chat, we've got the email, we've got the phone. My email, again, daniel@bigstarlights.com. If you also, another one that we might get a faster response with is just support@bigstarlights.com. Is another really great one. And we're happy to help you guys succeed here through the peak of this season. So good luck. It's November. It's going to be busy. Pace yourself. Drink lots of water, eat healthy, and get through it. Just got to pile through it. And before you know it, the season will be over. All right. Good luck, everyone.